So, what we discussed yesterday? Prepositions. So, what is meant by prepositions? A word which is talking about the position of the noun or pronoun. In general, we can say the position of the noun or pronoun. In other words, we can call it as the bridge. The bridge between the noun or pronoun with the rest of the sentence. That is what the meaning of preposition. Right? So yesterday we have discussed some words under prepositions and their use and their usage. Right? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you right. So in our previous class, we discussed some prepositions, their meanings, and their examples. Like yesterday, what are the things we discussed?
On, in, at, since,
at,
for.
Since,
Ago.
for. Right? So these are the things we discussed. Okay.
Yes.
And I asked you all to give some at least 1 or 2 examples for those things. Have you prepared your examples?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How many of you have prepared? How many of you haven't prepared? Those who did not prepare, just raise your hands. Those who did not prepare. Okay, Kushant. Only one?
Sir, I'm there, sir.
Okay, Hanish, Kushant. Danyata, have you prepared? Danyata. Ganesh also, you did not finish. What happened?
I wrote, sir.
You wrote?
I wrote.
Right.
But I not. He didn't wrote.
Right. So, guys, remember one more thing. Try to finish the homework. Whatever the homework you have been given, try to complete it every day. Got it?
Yes.
Understood?
Yes.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Fine. So, now we are going to talk about what we are talking about now. Ago.
Ago.
Right?
Ago. Ago.
Ago. So what is mean by ago? You just look at the meaning, you'll be able to understand here. From now to a specific point in the past. Okay. So ago generally indicate to talk about from now to a particular point of time in the past. Okay. So yesterday I said present, future, past. This is the way how you supposed to identify.
Past.
Right? So from the present to past. Okay? So ago is the word can be used to indicate the past. Right? For example, a second ago, a decade ago, an hour ago, a while ago, a year ago, a month ago, right? So if you are talking about a past event from now to a specific point in the past. Okay. So to indicate that, we will use ago. Understood?
Yes, sir. No.
Is it clear?
Yes, sir. No, sir.
Right. So, next, during. What's the next one?
During.
During. Very good. So, what's the meaning of during, Rishikesh? Can you read it out?
Throughout the course of duration of
Something. STH is nothing,
Something.
something, right? So, throughout the course. So, for example, if you are studying or if you are doing any course or if you are studying, for example, some of you are studying 6th class, some of you are studying 4th class, some of you are studying 5th class, like that, right? So during the course, so once the school begins, from the beginning of the academic year to end of the academic year, from beginning to end, that period, whatever the period in between, from the beginning to end, the middle period, that period is known as during. We can indicate that period with during. During that period, during the particular time. Okay? So from the school beginning to summer vacation, there will be a lot of gap, right? So that gap can be known as during. Understood?
yes, sir.
Right. So what are the examples over there? During summer, during the vacation, during the discussion, right? Just understand
Yes,
that
sir.
this word during indicates from the beginning part to end point. Beginning point to end point. There is a gap in between beginning to ending. That point can be indicated by during. We can use this word to indicate the time between beginning and end point. Beginning point and end point. Got it? To talk about beginning point and end point, whatever the gap is there, to talk about that gap, we can use during. Clear? Right. So now, what next? Before. Before. Pronounce it. Before.
Before.
Add before. Before. Before.
Before.
Before. Very good.
Before.
Not before. Before. Before.
Before.
Yes, very good.
Before.
Right. So previous to in time. Previous to in time or earlier than. For example, if two things are happened, right? Two things happened. If you want to talk about the previous thing, for example, this is number one, this is number two, right? So number one and number two. Which one is the first one?
Left side.
Not like that. Number one. This is number one, this is number two, right? So which is the first one in the sense? Number one is the first one. So we are at the number two, but if you want to talk about the previous one, number one, you can use before. Okay. So two things are there. Second one, this is the first one. First one, second one. So we are here. Okay. We are at the second point. If you want to talk about the first point, then you can use before. Before this, it's happened. Okay. Before the second point, first point happened. Or simply we can say, what is the number before 2? What comes before 1, right? What comes, what is the number before 100?
99.
Very good. So what is your before class? I mean, what did you study before this class? Fifth class or fourth class, right? So what did you do before this class, this online training? What did you do before this online training?
We enjoyed by skipping it.
Very good. You enjoyed with your family, or you enjoyed your delicious lunch? You enjoyed some.
No, sir.
Yeah. What did you do?
I have one more online class, sir.
Very good. So you attended before this class. You have attended one more online class before this class, right?
Yes, my school will send videos. I should write, sir.
Very good. So you attended some online classes before this class, correct?
Yes, sir.
This is the meaning of before. Okay. So here you can see the examples. Before winter, before dawn. What is meant by dawn? Dawn and dusk. These are antonyms. What is meant by dawn? What is meant by dawn?
Don't know, sir.
Any one of you, what is meant by dawn? Don't tell me dawn is this Akineni Nagarjuna.
No.
Right? He acted a movie as Dawn. Don't tell me that. Right? So what is meant by dawn?
Example, leader of mafia, sir.
Leader of mafia. Any other words? Any other meanings? Dawn means early morning. Not the morning, early morning. Before morning, there will be a time. Before sunrise. Right? So that point of time, can be known as dawn. Dusk means dusk.
Table.
Not desk, dusk. Dawn, dusk. These are antonyms, opposite words. Dawn, before morning, early morning. Dusk, opposite to that.
After morning.
Sorry? Dawn.
Before evening.
Exactly, after evening, before night. Right? So, before morning, dawn. Before night, dusk.
Dusk.
Got it? Very good. So, during summer, during vacation, during the discussion. Right? So, now we are at before. Before winter, before dawn, how to talk to the client before I call my manager. Okay. I was sleeping before you come to my house. I was eating before you called me up. Right? So this is the way how you're supposed to use before, the preposition before. Clear?
Sir,
Yes.
what is mean by client, sir?
Client means, for example, if you are doing any business, all right? So you are selling some products,
Yes, sir.
or if you are doing any business, the person who is going to be your customer, that person will be your client. Okay? So for example,
Okay.
I'm a doctor. For example, I'm a doctor. The patients who are coming to me, they are going to be my clients. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Very good. Now, after. So, before is the word opposite to after. Before, after. So, what is meant by before? Previous one. After means the next one. Understood? So, there are two things. Before, after. Two things. Before means previous one.
Previous.
After means the next one. Okay?
Next one.
Before,
Yes, sir.
next. Got it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right. So, after midnight, after 12 o'clock, after tomorrow, after day after tomorrow, right? After a week, after a month. Okay. So, Rishikesh, when will be your birthday?
October 9, 2020.
Right?
2010.
After, so this is April, right? Then
Yes.
May, June, July, August,
August,
September,
September,
October, which means after 6 months you are going to celebrate your birthday. So after 6 months. Okay. So Gnanesh, when will be your birthday? When is your birthday?
26th August.
Right? August. So May, June, July, August. Like that. After. Understood? So this is the way you're supposed to identify what is the meaning of before and what is the meaning of after. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Right. Now, until or till. Until or till. Up to a certain point in time. Right? Up to a certain point in time. Okay? Until Monday. So your schools are not going to be opened until your schools are reopening. Do you know when your schools are going to be opened, reopened? August. Right? So then you can say, until August, our schools are going to be closed. Or you can say, until August, we are going to be stay in the house. We don't have any schools. Right?
Yes, sir.
So this is the way how you can talk about that.
Okay, sir.
Right? So now, what's the next one? To or past. To or past.
Past.
To or past. Pronounce it. To or past.
Past.
Very good. So,
Past.
yes, very good. So these are the prepositions can be used to talk about the time. For example, if anyone asks you, what is the time? Or if you want to ask anyone, what is the time? How can you ask? Tell me how
To
can
or past.
Okay, to or past. Any other answers? Write down, I will tell you. Write down that question. How to ask the time? What is the time? What is the time by your watch? What is the time by your watch? Not in your watch, not on your watch. What is the time by your watch? This is the way how you have to ask the question. Okay? So, what is the time by your watch? This is the way you have to ask the question. Don't ask anyone what is the time in your watch, what is the time on your watch. Don't ask like that. Okay? If you want to ask anyone about the time, simply you can ask, what is the time by your watch? Okay?
Okay, sir.
Right. So, 10 to 2. Yesterday I said 10 to 2 means it's already 1:50, 10 minutes more to 2. Right? Or 10 past 2. 10 past 2 in a sense, it's just 2:10. 10 minutes completed after 2 o'clock. Understood? So these are the two expressions you can use. 2, right? 10 to 2 means 10 minutes there, 10 minutes more to 2 o'clock, right? 10 past 2 means 10 minutes completed after 2 o'clock, right? So in the first example, still you need 10 more minutes to 2 o'clock. In the second example, already 10 minutes completed or 10 minutes passed in the 2 o'clock. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Right. So now, from or to. From or to. From or to. Okay. From or to.
From or to.
Right. So what's the next one? From or to. So from is talking about a starting point from so and so point to. To means it is indicating to a particular end point. Starting point, end point. Starting point, end point. Understood? So examples. From the beginning. From the beginning. Okay.
Yes.
Next, from now to eternity. From now to. So we started now to eternity, unlimited. Right? So this is the meaning of from or to. Got it? So next, what next? By. By means not later than, not after that. Okay, you have to be there in the class by 3 o'clock every day. You should attend online class by 3 o'clock. You have to complete your homework by tomorrow. Understood? So we are talking about a particular thing, not exceeding that one. Okay. So for example, tomorrow, that is the deadline. We should not exceed that. We should not extend that. In that case, we can say by 12 o'clock, by next week, right? So even if I asked you, for example, if I ask you, when will you complete your homework? You will say, by tomorrow, sir. Right? But next day, sir. By next week, sir. Like that. Okay. So this is the way we can use the preposition by to talk about a particular time which is not going to be extended further. We should not extend that. Understood? So now these are all the prepositions we are talking about. These are all the prepositions referring to time. What these are all referring? Time. If you observe, all these prepositions are referring to time. Understood?
Yes.
Right. So now we are going to talk about prepositions referring to place. Right? So far we discussed prepositions referring to time. Now we are going to discuss prepositions referring to place. Where that object is, where that noun is, where that pronoun is. That is what the concept we are going to discuss now. Right? So now we are talking about prepositions of place. So prepositions of place. This is what we are discussing now. Prepositions of place. Where the noun or pronoun has been. Okay. Let's look at this. So what's the first one? In. So it talk about the position or state inside something. For example, just assume that this is a closed something. I mean, it's a closed thing, right? So if something is there inside, then you can use in. In London, for example, if you are staying in London, you can say in London. In the book, in the mirror, in love, right? So if you are in, then you can say in. Okay, so prepositions are stayed inside something, inside a place, inside a house, inside an office, inside a place, inside a town, inside a city, inside a state, or inside a country. Okay, this is the way how you have to use in. Got it? Now, at. At. In the area of or a specific position. You are not in, but at a particular place, at a particular place, in the area of. For example, at home. You're not talking about the whole Tirupati, but you're talking about only your house. Okay, I'm at house, or sorry, I'm at home. You should not say I'm at house, you should say I'm at home. Right? At the table. At the table in the sense, just before the table. Near the table, right? At my side. At my side, just next to you. Right? An event or a place. An event or a place related to it. So at can be used to talk about an event or a place related to it. Like at the party. So for example, you are attending any party, you can say, I'm at the party. I'm at my friend's birthday party. Not in my friend's birthday party, you have to say, I'm at my friend's birthday party. At the cinema. Not in the cinema. I'm at the cinema. At school. Right? Where are you? I'm at school. Where are you? I'm at the cinema. I'm at the movie theater. Right? So this is the way how you're supposed to use this thing. Right? So next, un. Un in the sense, on the above position above something. For example, just assume that, what is this? Mobile phone. Where is it? On my hand. Right? On my head. On my palm. Right? So if you're talking about above the position, right? Or in contact with, or for a certain side, left or right, or the state or process of, or the means of conveyance. So these are the applications, or these are the example explanatory meanings. Right? What are the meanings for here? On the desk, on the wall, on the left side, on a leaf and fire, on the way, on the phone, on TV, on the radio. For example, if anyone asks you, what are you watching? Don't tell them that I'm watching a movie in the TV. It's wrong. You have to say, I'm watching a movie on the TV. Right? On the TV. You can see on the screen, not inside the screen. On the screen, right? On the mirror. Like that. Next. On trains, on the bus, or on plane. If you observe here, generally if anyone asks you, how did you come to the school? On foot, by bus, By train, like that. Right? A similar way, you can say on trains, on the bus, on a plane. Okay. So these are public transportations. If you are talking about public transportation, you have to use on, not in. Got it? Right, next one. Off. From a place or a position. From one place to a little bit far away. Off the table. Off the wall. Went off to Canada. Went off to Canada in the sense you left a place and gone to somewhere else. Right? Got off the bus. Got off the bus in the sense you just left the bus. Okay. This is the way how you're supposed to understand. Turn off the TV. Turn off the TV. Okay, don't tell them switch off the TV, power off the TV like that. Turn off. Right? You can use turn off, not put off. Okay? You can use put for lightings like candles and all. Okay, what's the next one? By or beside. By or beside is nothing but side, close to you or next to you, just next to you, just next to you. Okay? Example, by the door means just next to the door. Beside the car, for example, just assume that this is the car. If you stand here beside the car, okay, just assume that this is the car, you stand next to the car, beside. Okay, stand by me, next. If someone stand beside you, then you can say he stand by me. All right, next, under. Under means below. Okay, so below the surface. So in a lower position, beneath the surface. So beneath the surface. So under the table. For example, this mobile phone has been under my hand, under my palm. Okay, under the table, like that. Right? There is a ball or there is a cat under the table. Okay, so generally in your examinations, they'll ask you a simple question like this. A cat is dash the table. A cat is dash the table. So what your answer should be? Under the table. Okay, a cat is under the table. Okay, understood? Next, over. Over means above, right? In or at a position above. In or at a position above. More than. Right? Put something over a shirt. Or walk over something. Over my dead body. For example, just assume that this is a mobile phone. A plane is flying over the mobile phone. Or you can say how the planes or helicopters fly. They fly over us, over our houses. Okay, this is the way how you have to use over. Or more than a particular thing, like more than 100. If you want to say more than 100, you can say over 100 years, over 10 miles, right? So what is the distance what is the distance between your house and your school? In that case, how you can say over 3 kilometers, over 5 kilometers, or over 2 kilometers, or over a kilometer. which means more than a kilometer, more than 5 kilometers, more than 10 kilometers. Understood? This is the way how you supposed to use the prepositions. Okay. So these are all the prepositions are talking about prepositions of place. Prepositions of